Weird weapons. World War I. The trench club was a handheld melee weapon similar to the medieval maces of the past and was used as a weapon for close combat trench raids. Trench raiding was the tactic of using surprise attacks on enemy trenches in order to take over their positions, eliminate a machine gun nest, or create the feeling of unrest amongst the enemy. Raids were performed during the night by soldiers who crawled over no man's land into the opposite trenches. Once there, they attacked the enemy with close combat weapons. Since the attack needed to be as silent and as stealthy as possible in order to evade the rest of the enemy soldiers being alerted, soldiers on the raid used quiet weapons such as daggers, shovels, and clubs, which were more effective for this task than revolvers and bombs. Trench clubs were effective because of their dimensions. Although many different models were made, on average, they were around 40 centimeters long and 2 to 3 centimeters wide, with an average weight of 600 to 700 grams. With these dimensions, trench clubs were perfectly designed for fighting in the narrow trenches. One sharp blow to the head was enough to incapacitate the enemy, which was often not the case with a dagger. Trench clubs were easy to construct as soldiers could improvise with materials they found in their trenches. Because of their simplicity, trench clubs didn't require industrialized production, but were being made on the spot, right in the trenches, and in great numbers and types by either soldiers or unit carpenters. The simplest version was a plain piece of hardwood, such as an entrenching tool handle with an improvised metal end such as an emptied Mills bomb. Another version was the nail club. These clubs had grooved grips and a wide head with various spiky metal protrusions. Rivets, hobnails, nails or iron studs were hammered into the club for this purpose, making these types of trench clubs lethal. Trench clubs with molded metal heads were more difficult to produce, but were still as widely used as other types. These clubs resembled medieval maces and had wooden handles. On top, a metal head was slotted into a handle and fastened with a screw. Spring clubs were considered the most advanced type. The spring club consisted of a leather-wrapped handle connected to a metal head on top via a flexible metal coil spring. Their club heads varied from small balls to star-shaped heads. Trench clubs were popular with troops from the Allies and the Central Powers, present in almost every army engaged in the war. While the First World War was a war of many technological innovations, trench clubs were a throwback to medieval times that found its usefulness on the modern battlefield.